Willie D. Live.
What's up, family? Fresh off her devastating loss to Donald Trump, your president, Vice President Kamala Harris may now head to Capitol Hill to defy the orange man and what could be her last major act in office. As President Joe Biden attempts to advance a crush of judicial confirmations before he leaves the White House, Democrats are bracing for the possibility of close calls in the process as they ambitiously seek to top the 234 judges Trump secured during his first term. That's where Kamala comes in. As president of the Senate, Kamala wields the constitutional power to provide a tie-breaking vote. Democrats' slim majority has made Kamala a go-to to this procedure throughout Biden's tenure, having broken a record last year for casting the most decisive votes of any vice president in history. It is an issue so important to the president and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Democrat New York, that it came up last week when Kamala and Biden met for lunch in their first post-election meeting. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's what's wrong with the government. Always hiring people based on partisanship. It isn't about the people. It's about party. It's about special interest. It's not about the country. These politicians are putting personal choice first. They are putting party first. And it should not be that way. Let me tell you something, fam. America don't need a Democratic president. America don't need a Republican president. As my homie, the smart guy, said, America needs a president for the people. And until that happens, we're going to have more of this and more of that. Each party is just going to take turns swapping power. They're going to take turns abusing power because they know all you got is this or that. Elect this party this cycle and you're going to be tired of them in 4 to 8 years. And then you're going to automatically elect this party. You know, you're going to ride with this party, the next one, because you ain't got no other choices. Well, you got other choices, but you won't exercise them. You got other choices, but you're too afraid. You're too afraid to exercise them. You're too afraid to take a chance. Like, oh, I just got to hit Republican. I just got to stamp the Democrat. Otherwise, I'm going to die. The name of the game is fear. Fear. Just scare the hell out of them. And they'll do anything you want them to do, even crash out. They'll even take a gun and go inside of a supermarket and randomly kill people. Just scare them. Nobody who you says is going to hurt them actually has to hurt them. They'll hurt themselves if you scare them enough. These people are running game, they're playing in our faces, and all of us who pretend to act like we have so much intelligence really aren't as smart as we like to think that we are, because we're caught up in the rapture. The name of the game is fear. Make them think somebody else is taking something from them. It's them, that group, those people. They're the reason why you can't find a job. They're the reason why you're going to get your job taken away. They're the reason why it's so much crime, you know. They're the reason why taxes are so high. You can't send your children to private school, and just blame it on everybody but the people who are in charge. Don't ever make them think that we're all in this together. Make them think that it's us against them. And America is fractured all across from state to state with us against them. America is so divided that if something was to really go down and we had a real foreign threat, I don't know how many people would just actually stand and fight. I think some people be like, you know what, man, let's get it over with. I don't give a damn how it go. Think about what I'm saying, fam. America's fractured. You could start off with, I don't know, neighborhood streets. Start off with the streets. This street, think they're better than the people who live on this street. And the street could be the next street. People in this neighborhood think they're better than the people that live in that neighborhood. The people who go to this school think they're better than the people who go to that school. The people who live in this city think they're better than the people who live in that city that's in the same state. The people who live in that state, this state, think they're better than the people who live in that state. The people who live in this region of the country think they're better than the people who live in that region of the country. The people who have money think they're better than the people who don't have money. The people who have some education think they're better than the people who don't have education. The people who are light-skinned think they're better than the people who are dark-skinned. The men think they're better than the women. The women think they're better than the men. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. And guess what, fam? It's socially engineered. It's a social construct. This is not by happenstance. This is by design. And this is how they control the narrative. Sometimes I'm listening to people on podcasts, I'm reading comments online, and oftentimes from people who purport to be educated. And I'm like, you ain't as smart as these people think you are. Not with that type of view. Not with you thinking that. You can't be. I know how they end it, though. I know how they end it. We, the people, have to get to a point where we say no mas and force Congress to get some act right. Because right now, people are being put in positions based on party, not principle, based on party, not policy. A lot of these people that work in Congress, even if you look at Trump's cabinet, they're underqualified. In fact, I won't even say underqualified. They're not qualified, period. And they're being put in position based on their relationships, based on how much money they have, how much influence and connections they have. Something has to give. That is what's wrong with this country. We are electing people based on party and not policy, based on party, not principles, based on party, not qualifications. Now here's the deal. The Democrats ain't doing nothing no different than what the Republicans did when Trump was on his way out. Trump appointed judge after judge after judge after judge, except a black judge. I mean, he appointed dozens of judges, hundreds. Not one black federal judge, not one. Yeah. Until we, the people, force Congress to ban all private money for political campaigns, we and they will be subject to the whims of the oligarchy.